venture philanthropy means that the foundation is a philanthropic organization, but acting like a venture capital group in that we are investing in this research in order to bring it to the clinic.
Gordon Gund and Steve Wynn have retinitis pigmentosa. They have been able to leverage their own funds and funds of others to do the research that's going to lead to products that will help people with a variety of retinal diseases. Not the specific diseases that they have per se, because there are lots of different forms of RP, and each gene therapy product is likely to be specific to one form, one genetic defect, and there are probably more than 100 different specific gene defects that could cause the same clinical appearance of RP. But what they're doing is they're getting people who are interested in this type of disease to put in the money to advance the science so that a variety of people who they don't know are going to benefit in the long term and future generations.
And I really like to tell the story of how the research actually started that I'm doing right now, or that we're doing right now in the lab, which is the mitochondrial project to increase cell survival. And my collaborator and I, Craig Beeson and I, have submitted that same grant 3 times in a row to NIH, and it got turned down 3 times. And just about that time, Steve Rose from the foundation had talked to me about how to best screen drugs for photoreceptor cell survival. So I showed him my grant, and he liked it. And 6 months later, he called me back and says, "We have money through the Wynn Gund Foundation. Would you like to submit a grant?" And here we are 5 years later with a patent, a company started, and a really promising compound to increase photoreceptor cell survival, something that the NIH was not willing to explore as a possibility.
And so I think, to me, that's where the foundation has been really great, is that they've sort of had the vision to say, let's fund basic research that we think is someday going to lead somewhere. We don't know exactly, we can't envision exactly how this is going to work out, but we have confidence, we have hope, and we have faith that these guys will get something useful out of this, and that other people can benefit from that.
When we got the Wynn Gund translational award, it was $1.5 million over 3 years. But that's actually not sufficient to take a product from the bench, from the working in animals, to actually doing a clinical trial. However, it did function to leverage our ability to get venture capital funding. And we recently, just within the last couple of weeks, closed on a $37.5 million venture capital investment, which is sufficient funding to bring us for the next 3.5 years to work on 2 inherited retinal diseases plus another disease for a respiratory indication.
So it's a mix of us doing early stage translational research support as well as the philanthropy part, in that we are raising the money from our donors, from those people who are vested and are interested in our diseases. So it's a mix of philanthropy and venture investing.